My top 5 sea angling kayaks. So this is the Gummatex halibut, and this is it's fairly expensive. It's over £1,000. I have had an inflatable kayak before. They are particularly good fun, but you need the right sort of conditions, and really you need like an estuary or somewhere to use it. I would say open sea. That's a little bit dicey for a paddle one, unless you've got a real sort of state-of-the-art sort of one. But this video is sort of aimed at, there's 5 I'm going to look at. A few inflatable ones and a couple of sort of hard plastic sort of ones. Some good, some a bit cheaper. Obviously the advantage of the inflatable is that you can just chuck it in your car and away you go. But you do have the hassles of having to pump it up, having to sort of, take it to bits, assemble it, all those sort of things. So you've got to weigh up whether you want to whack one on a roof rack or you want something you chuck in your boot. And I would imagine sort of an estuary would be the best sort of place to have one really. Right, so this is a halibut. So we're looking at over £1,000, and so its length is just under 4 metres. It's just under 1 metre wide. It's got a weight of 21 kg, capacity of 200 kg. So it's one person one, and the pack size is 70 by 46 by 30, and it uses a nitrilon material. So although it's not PVC and it is sturdy, you don't really want a treble hook in it because it wouldn't do it a lot of good. So you've got to be mindful of all those sort of things. But obviously, for me, if you go and fish on one of these, probably just bring one rod and just focus hard when you unhook and fish and stuff like that. But you get a repair kit with it. That doesn't sound too good, does it? Safety relief valve in the hull. It's got a tracking fin. It's got a safety rope, grab handles, drainage bung in the stern. So do you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of money, but it's quite a robust one. It probably lasts you quite a few years. It'd be bloody good fun. I wouldn't advise going too far offshore in it at all. I would just stick to within sort of harbours or deep water estuaries and deep water harbours and things like that. I wouldn't get too carried away in this particular one, but it would be good fun. Disadvantage, help with the safety side of things when you're in a kayak. There's some awful videos on YouTube where kayaks have been run over or near misses, this, that and the other. So you probably want some sort of a flag system with it or something like that. So you've got to be mindful of those things. Green, it's not that bright sort of colour. But yeah, I mean, if you just want to, in the summertime, if you just want to go on holiday and you want to explore some lovely rocky shorelines, kelpie shorelines, and and jump out the back and do a bit of snorkeling and a little bit of fishing and this, that and the other, then there's something like this would be easy. You chuck it in the boot of your car and away you go. Versus the composite ones, which are a little bit more solid. We'll go into that in this video. And but yeah, that's just over £1,000. I have had a similar one before, and yeah, they are quite good fun. But you could argue with its limitations, you could do just as well fishing off the shore if you know what you're doing. So yeah, you got to, it's sort of, are you going to get that much use out of it? Once you've had a few goes at it, are you going to continue to keep using it? Do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit of a toy, really. But it's one, if you've got the money, and you want to try something different, you probably want to go for it, I'd say. This next one is by the same manufacturer, and for me, it resembles something a little bit more robust, a little bit more dynamic with regards to you can fix an outboard up to, I think, 28 kg, 5 horsepower, something like that on the back of it. So that takes the sort of the paddling side of things out. So if you're up against some tide and things like that, and you want to get in quick, or you just want to get out to a fishing spot, do a bit of fishing and get back in again, this offers a little bit more range for, I think, about an extra 300 quid. And obviously you need an outboard to go with it, get a 4-stroke. And yeah, again, if you're catching a load of fish, you've got to be mindful of your trebles, but obviously, have a tackle box on board, and just you've got to be careful. Same material, slightly longer, 4.3 meters, width slightly wider, because it's be more stable, slightly heavier, obviously. It's got a capacity of 410 kgs, so that's a two-person. So yeah, it just offers for a little bit more money, and it's got a dry bag 135 litre. So again, it's one you can assemble when you're down by the coast or by the river system or whatever. So it's one you haven't got to bung on a roof rack. It's one you can drag upstairs somewhere and store in a cupboard. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you can stick an outboard on it. So for me, that ain't a bad option, and it won't fall to bits. It's a pretty good material. And it's it's just better storage, better sort of transferring it to the sort of your home, to the actual beach or the river or whatever. And yeah, it's just that is a really good option. And so obviously it's got a transom with it. It's got some seats, moulded ply. I'm not sure how long it takes to assemble. Probably quite a while. That's where the advantage of the composite ones comes on the roof rack, where it's all rigged up. As with this one, you've got to spend quite a bit of time assembling it. But then again, you just got to weigh up those options, what sort of best suits you, really. Yeah, I don't think it says it comes with a repair kit, so I don't think they're invincible. But then again, if you're careful and look after it, and spray it down after use, and so yeah, good option that, I would say. So this is the Savage Gear Easy Rider Kayak 330, 3.3 meters long. Yeah, I think it's 650 quid. It's obviously inflatable. It's good transport and storage. You do have the hassle of assembling it on the side of the bank. It's what can I say about it? I mean, obviously, it enables you to access certain areas of rivers and estuaries and things like that, just like all the others. It's a bit more in the budget sort of range. I personally would go for a more top end one than this if you're going to commit to it. However, this would sort of do a job if you just want to sort of give it a go, and but yeah, the maximum load of this one is 200 kg, 3.3 long, it's a net weight of 20 kg. It's got a foot pump inclusive with the deal, repair pro kit, pack down straps, crossbars. It's got some air valves in there, and it's got 0.9mm armoured PVC sheet. So I don't think this is good quality material, obviously, hence the price as the Gummatex ones we were just then looking at. But yeah, easy to store, easy to carry and manoeuvre. So it basically just gets you on the water and looking at them, fishing those different spots, which you can't usually get at. Yeah, obviously when you unhook and fish, just like this pike here, for example, make sure you don't get a treble in the side of it. But it's quite stable, I would imagine. But it's still a lot of money for what it actually is, and you've got to say to yourself, are you going to continue to keep using it? Because if you spend all day on it, you're going to have to get out and have to stretch your legs and stuff, because you go crazy just sitting there all day. And, how stable are they really? When you've got a fish on, trying to pull the fish out, trying to unhook it, all these sort of things, would you be better off just, focusing on doing a bit of bank fishing, spending that money on a season ticket, targeting some good fish? There's all those sort of things. Are you gonna enjoy it? Because it is quite difficult to fish and to try and paddle and do all these things as well. And obviously you've got to mind out for other boats and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I would prefer one with an outboard on it, to be quite honest, a bit more robust like some of the other ones we're looking at. But it's an option. It's a cheaper sort of one. It would do a job, and be nice in the summertime to explore some rocky coastlines and do a bit of snorkeling and stuff like that. Right, so this is the Three Waters Big Fish 10-8 Pro Fish pedal drive. These are a lot more robust. Obviously, they're designed for bigger fish. You see some videos on YouTube where they got the marlin on, or you know, off Hawaii and all these sort of places. These sort of boats are designed to be a bit more stable and you know, so a bit safer for you, really. And it's quite a comforting sort of vibe about this boat, and I like the way the seat sort of sits down in the hull, and the hull's quite high, and it's got this pedal drive system with a propeller, as you can see on the picture there. So you've got some good propulsion, and you can bring your oars as well, sorry, your paddle as well, and obviously you've got a rudder at the back there. So this is 1,500 quid. Obviously you've got the transport issues. You don't need to put it on a roof rack, or whether you've got a ute, you can chuck it in the back, or I think the propeller is, you can store it in an upright position so it doesn't get damaged. You do have those issues when you when you're dragging it along the beach or whatever, you might want a trolley with it, because you want to protect it, and you'd have to assemble these bits and pieces when you get down on the beach. But I think the design of this particular one is more for like storage, a bit more space, comfort, stability, things like that. So it's got, what has it got? It's got a drain plug, stand-up leash, cup holders, adjustable footrests, foot and rear uni track, Profish pedal drive system. So yeah, it's good stability. I think if I was going for a composite one, I'd be very tempted to go for one like this, mainly for the stability side of things and the fact you've got the pedal drive. There's lots of different ones on the market. This one stood out for me, mainly due to the fact it's quite beamy and it's not too long as well. 108, I believe it's 10 foot, just over 10 foot long. So it's not a real long one, but it's definitely very stable to fish off, and you've got loads of storage on it. So yeah, this would be one I would go for if I was going to go for the composite ones. But you do have the hassles of storing it at home, dragging it down to the beach, as where the inflatable ones, you just pull them out of a rucksack and away you go. So yeah, just one there to consider. And finally, the Feel Free Lure 13.5 Overdrive. So this is a longer range, more of an ocean going one. You sit quite high up there, so your centre of gravity is quite high, so I want to be a bit lower down really ideally, but I think it's quite a sort of a beamy one, and I don't think it sort of affects the stability too much. So anyway, so it's 13.5 feet long, 91 centimetres wide. It's got a weight of 53 kg. It's got a manufactured weight capacity of 475, so quite a big person can sit in there. And pounds, it's got 215 kg. Right, so that is, I think that's the weight capacity in pounds there. No, sorry, let's get this right. Manufactured weight capacity is 475 pounds or 215 kg. So fair old dude can get in that. So what we got here, we've got drain plug, recessed fittings, patterned wheel in the keel, standing pad, side pockets, front unitrack rail, front oval hinge hatch. Yeah, so it's designed to be quite fast. It's the modern evolution of the pedal and powered kayak propulsion. So it's quite speedy, ease of use, adaptability, super stable hull design, ultimate fishing kayak for flat waters. So it's not a true ocean going one. They're not invincible. You still want to pick your days. Do you know what I'm saying? But all in all, if you're going to, how much is it? It's just £2,124. And if you want the overdrive pedal and motor, it's £3,228. So with this motor on there, it's a lot more expensive. So, but it's going to be, you know, an all singing, all dancing one. Yeah, I mean, I think I prefer an outboard, to be quite honest. Well, when you stick an outboard on it, but yeah, it's just options, and yeah. So we'll go into the 1 to 5 now. So here we have it. The top 5 kayaks for sea angling are the Alfonso, which is the inflatable one with the outboard. Then we've got the Water's Big Fish for stability, it's the composite one. Then we've got the inflatable halibut, which is more like a conventional sort of fishing kayak. And then we've got the Feel Free Lure 13.5, which is a bit more of an ocean going one, nice and speedy. And then we've got the High Rider, sort of a budget, get yourself on the water and have a bit of fun, you know. So that would be my top 5 if I was going for one. The Alfonso, I think, is a really, really good one because it's inflatable. It'll have a 5 horsepower 4-stroke on the back, and it's robust, and you can pack it away nicely in the car. All right, see you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.